Tēnā koutou katoa. Today, I want to address the comments that the Deputy Prime Minister has made about a Green Member of Parliament and the harm this is causing. We are calling on the Prime Minister to take responsibility for the behaviour of his coalition colleague. We are deeply concerned that the Deputy Prime Minister has doubled down on disinformation and is actively fanning flames of hatred towards the beautiful rainbow community. I am especially concerned about the risk of real violence. Over the weekend, Green Party representatives reached out to the Prime Minister directly and New Zealand First's Chief of Staff to ensure they understand the danger this behaviour creates. I want to be extremely clear here. We are currently screening an immense number of death threats and abuse directed at our MP, Benjamin Doyle, and their precious tamaiti. These threats are driven by dangerous conspiracy thinking and are amplified by Destiny's Church and the Deputy Prime Minister. Members of any minority community, like our rainbow community, are accustomed to using and co-opting terms that may not be well understood by external groups, oftentimes with irreverence and absurdity. The central conspiracy here is that the use of such a word on a private account by an MP before they were an MP is inherently suspicious. This isn't the standard politicking by the Deputy Prime Minister. This isn't a game of who's winning this round of clickbait. Just a month ago, we've seen Destiny Church physically attack people at drag storytime based on the deeply dangerous trope that the rainbow community presents a danger to children. These attacks on Benjamin come from the same playbook. We are calling on the Prime Minister to shut down this behaviour and draw a clear line that this is not acceptable within his government. Questions?
What was the Prime Minister's response when you reached out?
So I directly tried to get in touch with the Prime Minister on Saturday morning, I believe, and he ended up passing that along to his Chief of Staff. So both our Chief of Staff from the Green Party and the National Party Chief of Staff had a conversation about the real world harm. I again have reached out to the Prime Minister directly this morning via the phone and have not yet heard back.
Have you asked Benjamin about the posts in question and the language used on the posts that have their child in it and what the intent was?
Yeah, look, I want to be clear again here. I can completely understand the job that you guys have to do with regard to trying to help the general public to understand this, but let's just be clear about the facts. What we're talking about is an account that was a private account that existed before they were a Member of Parliament. Again, these posts also were before they were a Member of Parliament. And the terminology that was used as a member of the queer community, I can reflect on the fact that the kind of oversimplified way that things are being presented right now in the Twitter sphere is just not representative of the way that we navigate the world with irreverence and absurdity. To the point of the posts with their child, again, this was a private account, and to that effect, again, it's just somebody navigating their lives.
Well, I guess the account
Still being used when they became.
So the posts in question are from prior to them being a Member of Parliament, and again, the account was a private account.
So were the posts appropriate, regardless of whether they're using that terminology, were it permitted a child, is it appropriate?
You are, I think, trying to put this in quite an oversimplified frame. Again, the language that we're talking about, the posts of somebody from the rainbow community putting a picture out with their child on a private account, I think it is entirely appropriate that, again, What we're talking about here is a member of the queer community using language that is absurd and irreverent and oftentimes used within the queer community. Context is critical.